Hi everyone, so I'm Jet and this is Storm Jet episode 395. Is 9:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right now. We're going to be talking about the flooding and the record rainfall in New York City and in the New York Metropolitan area. So I'm going to be reading off this article here from weather.com, which is in the description below, and also I'll put it in the chat right now as well if you want to check it out. So yeah, flood swamps, New York City, and it says here at a glance, waves of water washed through streets in Brooklyn. New York City declared a state of emergency. Record rainfall was measured at John F. Kennedy International Airport. Waves of water washed through Brooklyn streets. Most of New York City's subways came to a standstill, and people had to be rescued from vehicles in waist-deep water as torrential rainfall fell in the New York City Metro Friday. Here's the video here, which I guess we'll watch it real quick. And there's an ad. But yeah, record rainfall was there at John F. Kennedy International Airport. And New York City declared a state of emergency, and waves of water washed through the streets of Brooklyn. Still waiting for this ad to be done.
Of emergency was declared in New York City Friday as torrential rainfall sent waves of floodwater through Brooklyn and caused problems across the city. Look at this. Streets and sidewalks were turned into lakes of choppy water. Flooding pushed against buildings and into basements. There were reports of rescues from some lower-level apartments, harkening back to the deadly remnants of Hurricane Ida 2 years ago. Residents were urged to shelter in place, but many tried to go on with their day. Some struggled to...
Look at all that water there, though. I mean, it completely flooded the streets, subways, possibly even, some basements, and even, some, maybe even, some first or second floor, maybe some first floor apartments,
walk or ride bikes, and
first floor
commuters found themselves...
first floor stores. I mean, we got, this Audi, I think this might be, a Q7, maybe, and we have this Cadillac XT5, and then, a BMW back there, and, the water's, up to, the grills on these cars. They're up, really high, up to the bumper, and maybe even a little bit past that.
Stranded in floodwaters that looked to be several feet deep.
Wow.
This car got stuck on the Prospect Expressway and then appeared to briefly float in the water. School was in session as planned, but parents were warned of transportation disruptions. Heavy rainfall was reported around the tri-state region, including a record of more than 8
inches at John F. Kennedy Airport, 8.58 inches, and then Brooklyn, New York, 7.27, Long Branch, New Jersey, 5.71, then Greenwich, Connecticut, 5.04.
Inches at JFK Airport as of Friday afternoon, along with more than 7 inches in Brooklyn and between about 5 and 6 inches in New Jersey and Connecticut.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, again, a lot of flooding. I mean, some of these cars, they got stuck, they got stranded. People try to go out in the day, but obviously, you got all this flood water. I mean, it's just wow, though. I'm going to continue reading this article here. But yeah, it says New York Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency across New York City, Long Island, and Hudson Valley due to extreme rainfall and flooding. The city also declared a state of emergency, as did New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. Yeah, Phil Murphy. State of emergency across New York City, Long Island, and Hudson Valley due to extreme rainfall and flooding, and also, city declared state of emergency as New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. And residents, meanwhile, were reminded of the nightmare flooding from the remnants of Hurricane Ida 2 years ago. Some who survived Ida watched as water again filled the basements of their buildings. This unnamed storm system brought the wettest day to parts of New York City Metro on record, and also dropped at rates not seen since Ida. Wow. Weather.com digital meteorologist Jonathan Bells said, this shows that everyone should be ready for high-impact flooding events, regardless of whether or not a name is attached to an event or not, which is true. Because, I mean, yes, this was an unnamed storm, and yes, Ida, back in 2021, yes, that was a hurricane, or the remnants of one, when it hit the New York City metro area. But, and this is just an unnamed storm, but still though, it's you still gotta take all the proper precautions and action and take all the watches and warnings seriously, regardless whether if the storm has a name or not. Among it all, New Yorkers did their best to persevere. Some trudged and biked through the rising water despite being warned to stay inside, which honestly they should stay inside because they could possibly get stranded. They possibly might have to get rescued. Others drove past a floating car on Prospect Expressway during their morning commute in Brooklyn, which we saw in that video. And at Central Park Zoo, a female sea lion swarmed about freely in floodwaters outside her pool. Wow. Thankfully, the storm system had somewhere to go and it didn't sit on the city for an extended stay, Bell said. Yeah, because that would mean even more rain, maybe even more flooding. That'd be really bad. Here's a quick look at our live updates from Friday. So it's 10:04 Eastern Daylight Time right now. This is the last one was from 6:33 p.m. Eastern Time. Excuse me. Weather will improve into the weekend, which is good. From Weather.com digital meteorologist Jonathan Bells, the tri-state region will dry out and warm up through the weekend as the storm system shifts eastward. Onshore winds will be slower to calm down, but coastal flooding from Delaware to Long Island will gradually recede this weekend. Sunday will be the clear pick for any outdoor activities with much better conditions. 5:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Climate change is driving more intense rainfall. On average, the U.S. Is measuring 6% more precipitation now than it did a century ago. The increase comes in the wake of increased global temperatures that scientists say is brought on by greenhouse gas emissions like carbon dioxide from the burning of fossil fuels for transportation and electricity. That means communities across the U.S. could face more instances of dangerous flooding. Cities, including New York City, are struggling to keep up. The sad reality is our climate is changing faster than our infrastructure can respond. Rohit Agarwala, sorry if I said that name wrong. Rohit Agarwala. Again, so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. New York City Department of Environmental Protection Commissioner said in a new conference earlier today. 5:36 p.m. Eastern Time. Flooding brings back memories of Ida's horror. Queens resident Joy Wong watched as water lapped against the front door of her building today. I was so worried, she told the Associated Press. Understandably, because it's the whole streets are flooded, possibly get flood water into your home. Home could possibly be washed out flood water. It's you don't want that. Outside was like a lake, like an ocean, yeah. The streets was completely flooded out. 3 of Wong's neighbors, including a toddler, died when the remnants of Hurricane Ida flooded basement apartments 2 years ago. Wow, that's sad. That's really sad. Afterward, the basement where the family died in Wong's building was turned into a recreation room. Now it's flooded again, with water rising nearly to the ceiling. Wow, so bad. New York City officials say today's rainfall flooded at least 6 basement apartments. All of the occupants were safe, which is good. Happy that all the occupants are safe, but still not a good situation though. But yeah, 5:14 p.m. Eastern Time, wayward sea lion briefly escapes flooded zoo pool. A female sea lion at Central Park Zoo was able to swim out of her pool and spend some time checking things out thanks to the floodwaters. Zoo staff monitored the sea lion as she explored the area before returning to the familiar surroundings of the pool and the other two sea lions. A statement from zoo officials said, according to the New York Post. The zoo was closed at the time due to the weather. The statement noted that the water levels have receded and the sea lion was contained inside the zoo with no danger to her or humans. 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. State of emergency in New Jersey. Residents should stay off the road, remain alert, and follow all safety protocols. Governor Phil Murphy said in an emergency declaration issued around 3 p.m. National Weather Service has a flood watch out for New Jersey through late tonight, and showers could linger into Saturday morning. And then at 2:49 p.m. Eastern Time, JFK sets record. Central Park has West Day since Ida. John F. Kennedy International Airport has now nearly 8 inches of rain. It's West Day in records dating back to 1948. Wow. I mean, it's like 75 years we're talking. Wow. Central Park has had its wettest day since flooding 2 years ago, brought on by remnants of Hurricane Ida. Through 2 p.m., the park has picked up 5.39 inches of rain today. It's also the 9th wettest all-time day in records going back to 1869. Wow. I mean, it'd be about like 154 years ago. Yeah, 1869, and it's 2023 now. Wow. Yeah, like over 150 years ago. Yeah, over 150 years ago. Wow, though. 1869. Some other top rainfall amounts around the region. 8.69 inches in Valley Street, New York. 7.27 inches in Brooklyn, New York. 4.84 inches near Greenwich, Connecticut. 3.71 inches in Ramsey, New Jersey, and 2.9 inches in Hoboken, New Jersey. And then at 2:38 p.m. Eastern Time, New York City schools lift shelter-in-place order. Schools are proceeding with normal dismissal times, according to the latest update from the school district, the NYCPS, the NYC Public Schools. Shelter-in-place guidance has been lifted, and parents should expect delays in busing as they safely navigate their way home, the district said. And then at 2:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, New York City canceled school sports. The New York City Public Schools Athletic League has canceled all competitions for tonight. The announcement cites severe flooding and disruptions to transportation. So yeah, I mean, things are starting to kind of things are starting to I guess things are definitely starting to get better. And actually, I'm going to be looking at the radar here. So, I mean, most of the rain here, it's in, central to eastern Long Island, and, northern, central eastern Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Yeah, a little bit of Rhode Island there. So yeah, it's a lot good majority of it looks to be past New York City. I mean, still got some showers and stuff here in New Jersey. I'll play this radar out here real quick. Yeah, those showers don't look like they're gonna really hit New York. But yeah, looks like the brunt of it though is past New York City. So I know in episode 394 I was also talking about the New York City rain as well, and like all the flood warnings that were in effect. I think flood warning and flood watch as well. Those seem to have all expired. Now at this point we still have a small craft advisory in effect till Saturday 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. In the affected area is Long Island Sound, New York Harbor, Pecknick and Gardeners Bays and South Shore Bays from Jones Inlet through Shinnecock Bay. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounced any of those wrong. What northeast winds to 15 to 20 knots, with gusts up to 25 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet in the eastern Long Island Sound, where Long Island Sound, New York Harbor, Pecknick and Gardeners Bays, South Shore Bays from Jones Inlet through Shinnecock Bay. Again, sorry if I say any of those wrong. When until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Saturday, impacts conditions will be hazardous to small craft. Cautionary preparedness actions. Inexperienced mariners, especially those operating smaller vessels, should avoid navigating in hazardous conditions. So yeah, definitely seems like we're definitely, like, New York City's past the brunt of the storm at this point. The brunt of all the rain. Looks like there might be a couple of showers lingering around here and there, but overall it looks like we're past all like the heavy rain and stuff. But definitely do stay safe out there, everyone. If you do see a flood road, remember, turn around, don't drown. Try and stay at the highest level of your home that you can. If your home does start getting flooded, and if you need to be rescued, definitely do call the emergency services, call 911, if you do need to be rescued, and also listen to all the officials and authorities in your area, so you take all proper precautions and actions to keep you safe and everyone else safe, and take all the watches and warnings seriously, and also stay up to date with your stay up to date with the weather in your area as well, so you can get updates in your area so you know what's going on. So just in case you have to, just so you can take all the proper precautions and actions to keep you safe and everyone else safe. And remember also, that's especially in all the flood road, you don't want to drive in it, you don't want to walk in it. Remember, if you see a flood road, turn around, don't drown. If you do, again, I feel like if you do need to be rescued, because you get stranded, or if you get stuck, you definitely do want to call 911. Want to stay calm, call 911. Call the emergency services and get rescued. So yeah, but definitely stay safe out there, everyone. Like I always say. So been live streaming for 18.5 minutes now. So I'm gonna end off this live stream. Stay safe out there as always. And I'll see all of you next time. Bye, everyone.